Time again for some real education. We are in the Paintings of Revolution week at the Dr. Duke Show. That means we're showing you some artistic work that conjures up images of revolution, people fighting back against their government if it's tyrannical or throwing off a tyrannical government. So far, the three pictures we've looked at have been mildly pro-revolution. We did the crossing of the Delaware, the wonderful painting of George Washington in the boat, very patriotic, throwing off tyranny. But again, other aspects of revolution, which our country today, the United States, seems to be on the brink of. We seem to be on the brink of a revolution. People pushing the simple people, the hoi polloi pushing back. And then we've got all of these conflicts that are being manufactured by the White House, open borders, all of this politicizing of education. So we want to focus on the idea. And we also want to point out that every revolution is not a Washingtonian revolution. You do get revolutions that are abusive and anti-human, like we're going to see for today. Our painting today is Francisco Goya, the great painting. The 3rd of May, 1808. It was painted in 1814. Here is the picture. Give them a good look at that. It really is I hate to use the word, it is a profoundly revolutionary painting. There was almost no painting like this before this one. The 3rd of May, 1808, is, as we said, an 1814 painting by Spanish master Francisco Goya. It's in the Museo del Prado in Madrid. Goya sought to commemorate the Spanish resistance to Napoleon's armies in this painting during the occupation of 1808 in the Peninsular War. The painting's presentation and emotional force secure its status as a groundbreaking image of the horrors of war. Although it draws on many different sources, from popular art to high art, the 3rd of May, 1808 marks a very clear break from conventional painting. This diverges from Christian traditions of painting and traditional depictions of war. It has no real precedent, and it is acknowledged as one of the first great paintings of the modern era. The 3rd of May, 1808 also inspired a number of other paintings, including Picasso's Massacre in Korea and famous Guernica. Under the guise of reinforcing Spanish armies, 23,000 French troops entered Spain unopposed in 1807. Even when Napoleon's intentions became clear the following February, the occupying forces found very little resistance apart from isolated actions in disconnected areas. Napoleon's principal commander, Marshal Joachim Murat, believed that Spain would benefit from rulers more progressive and competent than the Bourbons, and Napoleon's brother, Joseph Bonaparte, was set to be the king. The 3rd of May, 1808, is set in the early hours of the morning following the uprising, as two centers are being discussed here. Two masses of men, one a rigidly poised firing squad, and the other a disorganized group of captives held at gunpoint. Executioners and victims' faces are abruptly lit by a square lantern situated on the ground between the two groups. Gives dramatic light to the scene. The brightest illumination of all falls on the huddled victims to the left, whose numbers include a monk and a friar in prayer who's been executed. To the immediate right in the center of the canvas, other condemned figures stand next in line to be shot. The central figure is the brilliantly lit man kneeling amid the bloodied corpses of those already executed, his arms flung wide, either in appeal or defense or defiance. His yellow and white clothing repeats the colors of the lantern. His plain white shirt and sunburnt face shows he is, or I guess we could say after the firing squad, he was a simple laborer.